Okay, so I'm ready to help you.
Hello,
Mastermind.
How we doing? How are we doing? We're here. We made it.
We made it
effing
through.
made it. Yeah. There's a light on the other side of the tunnel, and this time it wasn't an effing train.
Like I have to be in this room.
Hi, Mama.
No, that's not my mama. That's
Oh.
my confidant that helps me with my mama.
Gotcha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we both have like that same story because we're both taking care of an elderly person.
Yes, and it's
not easy.
No. And that's why I'm really excited about this show, because we are two opposite ends of the spectrum that have such a similar story that it amazes me sometimes. I think we're the same person when we're talking.
It's on YouTube or what?
Exactly. The conversations we've had personally, off camera, and we were like, fuck, this is a show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're solving world's problems and nobody's listening.
Well, I don't know if we're solving the world's problems, but we're definitely like exposing the world's problems.
Yeah, we'll take them one at a time.
One at a time.
So,
one at a time.
Hello to everybody. Thank you for showing up for the pilot. Happy Memorial Day. And I pulled out the flag. I think we ought to talk about something my wife said. We went to the park earlier, got some sun. Park was jam-packed full of, people fishing and stuff, taking the day off. And we were talking about the meaning of Memorial Day and how it is to honor the veterans that have died for their country. And it got me thinking that, well, I don't know if it's taking the day off is necessarily remembering them or having a mattress sale. And then I got to thinking, well, they haven't died. There hasn't been a soldier
mattress sale. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There hasn't been a soldier that's died for their country since the War of Independence and maybe Civil War, you could probably. But since then, we've been fighting for corporations. So I guess that's what the mattress sells for. But since then, we've been fighting. Ooh, I heard myself.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, does that sound good?
No, I'm going on YouTube by myself so I could
share it.
Talk to people.
No,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. But I just turned my phone down, so I
know that was my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to do the thing where we shout out people because I love all my peeps, and this is Civilian Discourse. Welcome, and I want to say hi to some of the civilians. How about if we do that? Do I have the power? Nope, you have to. I can't pull up anything, but
okay. Well, Michael's here. So Michael is my co-host on Noteworthy. He says, co-pilot, go. He's very supportive of us as we are supportive of ourselves, and I really appreciate him. So that's wonderful. So what you're saying is you don't have access to the comments, so it's just me.
That's just you, but but there's
so much pressure.
I'm adding it to the discourse on there, so I said hi to Wendy there. But
yes,
you know what?
Hi,
we don't
Wendy.
have. Oh, I like that picture though. It makes me look buff. No, but we're just talking. So I want to think of this as you guys just walked in on the middle of a conversation, and we're just going to keep going, and we're going to bring you in with us. So do you want to start talking about, since I brought up Memorial Day, or did you have something that you were thinking about talking about?
I got a lot of stuff, but let me see. I I'm not quite sure
So can I
if
help
I
you
could
with my phone then?
share because I don't think it's working out for me. Oh, here
That's
we
why.
go. Oh, yay. All right. I got it.
So can
I
I
got it.
Hey, Earl.
go to
Hey, Nick.
Okay.
Wendy.
watch?
Kate. Robbie. Thank you guys so much. Means a lot. Really
So
does.
before I do that, before we get into that, yeah, I would like to just shout out all the people that are here today with us because we didn't even know where we were going to land. Right?
No.
Mastermind, like
Or if we
it's been
even
a
were going
long,
to land.
crazy journey. We didn't even know if we were going to land. So all these people who are like continuously supporting us, man, you don't know how much that means to us. Because it really does. And, you know, what are we doing this for, Mastermind? Let's talk about that. Why are we here?
Oh, there's Kit. I am here. Why am I here? Well, we went on hardcore lockdown during COVID-19, and I even got punched a couple times because I'm taking care of my 93-year-old mother-in-law. And so even though, well, I didn't realize it was going to be as bad as it was, but because I never got flu shots. I had gotten 2 flu shots in my life, and I've gotten flu twice. So it's not hard for me to do the math on that. And I hope I don't get in trouble for flu denial, but I've been not able to leave my house with my family at the same time unless I can schedule people to come here. So anytime we leave, that's like I got to leave today because we had help come in for 3 or 4 hours so we could all leave at once. So I was going pretty stir crazy and watching what's going down. And then after, I was doing a little bit before, but when October 7th came around, it really, pushed me into high gear. And instead of screaming at my family over shit they can't control, I thought I'd scream at the internet. And hopefully you guys can scream along with me. We'll have a whole lot of civilian discourse.
Right.
And
now, so you're caring for a 90-something-year-old. My mother is 73.
Oh, she's a spring chicken.
Well, her body is, but her mind isn't.
Yeah, that's
so. What do you do with that? What do you do with that?
Well, and my wife had a hard one yesterday, day before. No, it was yesterday. Was the first time. She forgets me quite often, but yesterday was the first time that she asked my wife if she was her mother, and she's been preparing for that moment for half a decade now. So, but it was a gut punch. So yes, I empathize 100% with any of that.
No, in my case, my mother is she still drives, she still does like she's still there. But some days she's very confused and I'm just like, what is she asking me? It's like and then the next day she's fine. So you never know what you're gonna get. It's like life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So it is very hard. And I'm her only daughter, and she's a mama's son mama. So that's a whole nother dynamic of any of you that are in the chat that are girls who understand how it might, I'm not sure if this is just a Black thing, but it's called the Willie Lynch syndrome, where Black mothers raise their daughters because they are scared for their life and covet their sons because they're scared for their life. So, because you've coveted your sons in this way, you have not created a man, but you've raised a girl to become a man woman. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Please
Yeah,
tell me in the chat. I can go into more detail if you like.
No,
but-
I kind of get it. I know that, well, my wife's Sicilian, and I know that the Italian mothers like to hold on to their sons, and she's quite the, I don't think she likes the term helicopter mom, and she's not quite that bad, but she's not actually, she's a helicopter mom, but she's better than the bulldozer moms. She'll watch, she'll let him fall down, but she'll be right there watching him when he does, instead of the bulldozer moms who just clear all the obstacles. And we've got too many of those, I think, at some point. Not blaming her. That's not a feminist thing by any means. That's just
yes.
I have a mom too. I do.
I want to address this because he says, Robbie Burns says, Abby, if she's getting confused, she probably shouldn't be driving. And you're probably right. But it's really hard to take away somebody's independence.
Yeah, the keys are the hard one.
Really hard. And I want her to come to that conclusion on her own, not for me to demand it out of her. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to say to you, Robbie Burns. Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the law is here, but when I lived in Iowa, you could buy like a 10-year license. So you could be 65 and renew your license, and then you're 75 without ever having to test for eyesight or any of that stuff. And I thought that was kind of crazy. I had a friend whose grandfather was legally blind and still had a valid driver's license. So,
wow, that's crazy.
Right. Well, nobody wants to, like you said, is it your American right to be able to climb in your car and drive?
Okay, so I just posted this from Michael from Noteworthy. By the way, we will be streaming Thursday. Please join us. He says you might need to do the safer thing. Don't want anybody to get hurt or her to get lost. I want to speak on that because I have a tracker on her vehicle for that purpose, for her not to get lost. Because sometimes she's called me and she was like, how do I get from here to here? Like she couldn't remember, type of thing. But then some days she's completely lucid. I don't know the answer, but what I do know is if I don't want to take her independence away from her earlier than it should be taken. I don't know.
Well, and I was married before I met the love of my life, and my first wife was epileptic, and she would get quite irritated with me because I called, first time I saw her have a fit, I called an ambulance, and then that goes on her record, and then she can't drive for 6 months or a year or I don't remember what it was, but she would rather, and that was, I think that was probably the beginning. Oh, geez, man, I'm really going into therapy now. That was probably the beginning. The end of my first marriage was the fact that she was willing to drive around with my daughter at high speeds when she knew that she could just blink out like that at any moment. she ended up with my daughter anyway. So yeah,
I have a comment that I really want to play. I don't know what happened to my computer. So let me just go back to it because I love this comment and I just want to play it. I have to find it. I'm sorry. My Mac is acting crazy.
What was it about?
I'm sorry.
Tell me what it was about, what you're looking for.
I'm about to show it to you.
Or would you like me to just
it's so
go
good.
on random
It's
work?
so good.
Okay.
No, it's so good. But my computer.
Robbie, high fructose corn syrup.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why this is doing this.
Yeah.
It's from that beautiful movie that I love from hold on. I'm about to find it. I'm sorry. It's coming. Shit, I lost it.
Kelly Gregory's.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell
Nice.
you what he said. I think it was it Great? Oh no, it was Kurt. Kurt Boss. He said, "Mama, would you think I dropped the bomb?" You remember that movie?
Pink Floyd. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love The Wall.
Yes.
I could never get to sync up with Wizard of Oz, but
that's such a good movie.
Yeah,
Mama, do you think they'll love this song?
Yeah, Mama, the first time I saw that movie, I got busted pulled over doing 75 in a Volkswagen Beetle because I was getting off work trying to bust home to go see the movie with one of my buddies and two girls. Yeah, so I did that it was a 72 Volkswagen Super Beetle. When the cop told me that, I was like, there's no way this Beetle even does 75. I think he was pushing that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but that movie. That movie changed my life. Just his raw energy of how he was talking about how his mother like babied him to the point where he couldn't be a man.
Right.
That is a story in a lot of people's lives about mothers. And there are a lot of mothers that don't do that. My mother didn't do that to me, but that was me because I was a girl and she wanted to make sure I was going to be okay. She babied her sons, but she raised me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think as a boy, she was more worried about me doing stupid shit and hurting myself, which was probably smart on her part because I did do a lot of stupid shit. But other than that, I was pretty feral. I was Gen X, so it was like come home when the lights, when the street lights come on, and I was in a small town, so everybody knew everybody anyway. We didn't really need GPS trackers. Just get on the phone to the neighbors, and actually the town next to it, I was actually, because I lived out in the country, I wasn't even in the podunk town. I was in the country outside the podunk town, and then the podunkier town that I was even close to, all the digits were 437, and then the next three digits, and then everybody else, the last digit was 1. So you could just dial 1, 2, 3, and then they had 1 through 9. You could dial any of them, and it would still ring to the same house. That's how small the towns are where I'm from.
So
we need 3 digits.
Kim, I'm almost 50. I'm 47.
I don't believe her either.
I remember when my grandmother used to have like 4 digits. She would write digits on the wall for phone numbers, and they were like four digits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we're at like 9 digits, and
Mhm.
then me living in New York City, it wasn't just 9 digits. It was 3 different. No, actually 4. It's 64 is 212 646 718 917
Mhm.
and 347. I believe it's 5 different like
Well, yeah, when
extensions,
everybody,
but beyond the 9 digits. So
yeah. Well, when it was one phone per house, that was a lot easier than now everybody in the house has a phone and they probably got two, you know.
yeah.
So it's
Oh,
gonna
look,
oh,
Eric is in the house. I just want to say
Eric
hello to
T.
him because I really, really, really want to have a conversation with him about his 11-point plan because I read
Civilian
it.
Eric.
I like it, and I just want to go through it like one by one.
Yeah, we can make a whole
So,
series out of that if he's
Eric,
up for that. Yeah, we could
yeah, that could
definitely
be an
do it.
entire series. That would be
Yeah,
wonderful. Um, but we've been let's get into it, okay?
let's do it. We're already halfway through, so let's start.
We're already halfway through. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen because today is Memorial. We didn't really. Let me go back for a second. We didn't really know what we were going to discuss today. I was extremely nervous because it's our pilot program, and we don't know where we're going to land. So, yeah, my anxiety level was on. But here we are, and I
Yeah,
figure
well,
it's Memorial Day,
that's why I
so
had to
why
go out
not
and
talk
touch
about that?
grass. Same thing. I had to go out and touch grass, and I ran out with the fam. And I'll actually, I got some fish pictures I'll post if anybody's on HLM Discord. When this show's over, I'll throw up. The water was so low that the fish were half swimming out. It was kind of sad, but the fish were pretty cool.
I'm glad you said that because I'm a big fan of putting your feet on the ground, like landing yourself on the dirt.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that. And I'm just gonna grab these few chats because they are beautiful and we appreciate you so much. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate you. Uh, Robbie Noteworthy is going to be here on Thursday at our regular time, 5 p.m. Central. We're trying to figure out what our subject matter is going to be, but yes, we will be here. All right, so here we go. Here we go. It's Memorial Day.
Huzzah! Oh, I got the wrong one up. I had the flag up. It'll cycle through again.
The overlooked Black history of Memorial Day. Because most people, I mean, this country whitewashes everything, but you're not about to do this. Not today. Not on our watch. So this is a picture of April 1865 of the graves of Union soldiers buried at the racecourse turned Confederate prison, where historians believe the earliest day Memorial Day ceremony took place. So let's talk about it, okay? Let's get into the history and then we can talk about how we feel about it, okay? Is that okay, Mastermind? So
I'm game.
you game,
I may be wrong, but
and that's okay. Because
educate me.
we're not always gonna be right. Right? But
No,
we're
I have
always gonna
opinions.
we're
I have
always gonna
opinions.
be
That's all I got.
yes, we're always gonna be present. We're not always gonna be right, but we're always gonna be present. Okay. The work of honoring the dead, is this big enough? Let me see if I can make it bigger. Because I feel like it's not big enough for the audience.
Oh, what? We got some Ritas now?
There we go. That's much better, right?
Nice.
All right. The work of honoring the dead began right away all over the country, and several American towns claim to be the birth of Memorial Day. Researchers have traced the earliest annual commemoration to women who laid flowers on soldiers' graves in the Civil War hospital town of Columbus, Mississippi in April 1866. But historians like the Pulitzer Prize winner David Blaine have tried to raise awareness of freed slaves who decorated soldiers' graves a year earlier to make sure their stories get told or two. According to Blight's 2001 book, Race and Reunion, The Civil War in American Memory, a commemoration organized by freed slaves and some white missionaries took place on May 1st, 1865 in Charleston, South Carolina. Shout out to the Geechees. At a former planters racetrack where Confederates held captured Union soldiers during the last year of the war. At least 255 prisoners died, many of disease, and were buried in unmarked graves. So Black residents of Charleston decided to give them a proper burial. So here we go. In the approximately 10 days leading up to the event, roughly 10 dozen African American Charlestonians reorganized the graves into rows and built a 10-foot wall fence around them. An archway overhead spelled out Martyrs of the Race Course in black letters. Okay. About 10,000 people, mostly Black residents, participated in the May 1st tribute, according to coverage back then in the Charleston Daily Courier and the New York Tribune. Starting at 9 a.m., about 3,000 Black school children paraded around the racetrack, holding roses and singing the Union song, John Brown's Body. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second.
Sounds like a toe tapper.
Yeah, I want to stop for a second. Shout out to John Brown, just for a minute, and I'm gonna go back to the article, but I thought I should jump in the comments again and see what's going on. Okay, shout out to John Brown. He was a G. So let's see. Dr. Nick Riviera. Riviera. How many Mexicans died during the Civil War? That is a very good question, and that is something that we need to explore. To be honest, because I would imagine it was many, but the story is untold. So if you have some information and you want to drop it, please send it to my my message, and we'll cover it. For sure. Let's see, who else do we have in the chat? Look how petty. Look how petty.
he called out my comment. He got it.
Oh, that's funny. All right. I know that the Texans at the Alamo were fighting for land and slavery. The Mexicans abolished slavery. See what I'm saying? Like, the history is told by the ones who won, but that doesn't mean they are the winners. It right. Just like we need to tell the real history, and I think that's kind of the point of where we're trying to go.
Well, and I think that's part of people waking up is because they have access to information now that once they realize that everything that they've been told is a lie, then they start looking into stuff that they assumed was true and finding out that's a lie. And then all of a sudden you realize that all the lies start coming from the same place. And I'm not going to name a person or a people, but they're committing a genocide right now. And they've been in charge of our country since pretty much, what's that, 1813? 1913. When was the Fed
I would
Reserve?
say 1619.
Well, yeah. Well,
But
when
thank you, Sebastian.
I think it was 1813. Woodrow Wilson sold our currency, started the Federal Reserve and sold it to the Rothschilds and the Collins. And that's when we lost our footing.
Yeah, that is when I mean, I go back to 1619. That's where I start. So, Robbie Burns says 1913. I'm not sure why.
But 1913 was the Federal Reserve.
Because of that specific thing. But
yeah.
When the wheels get in motion, it's way before that.
Right. Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Well, and they would not hold slave auctions on Saturdays. Or any Jewish holidays, because there would be no sellers and no buyers. Look it up.
Yes, they did. Not just them.
Both sides.
Both sides.
They did both. They were both sides of the world. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Eric, that's kind of like blue and red, right? Yeah. They're all together in this war against us.
Well, yeah, and it's
always been that way. It's always been that way, but it's taken us too long to figure it out.
Well, and that's anything that they can use as a wedge issue to divide people. That's what they're going to do. That's the only way. It's preemptive. That's why they want to get Christians and Muslims to hate each other, because they both love Jesus and they don't. And so they realize that they're the odd man out. They got to divide and conquer. It's my take on it.
Thank you, Dr. Nick. You're correct. Yes. The silk trade and all that was way before 1619. And that's why a lot of people think all the Black people that are in America were here as enslaved people, but there were Black people already here, like already Africans here from the silk trade. So that is a part of history that we can go into as well. But should I get back to this?
Let's do it.
How you feel?
We stopped at John Brown.
That's my dog. All right. About 10,000 people, mostly Black residents, participated in the May 1st tribute, according to coverage back then in the Charleston Daily Courier and the New York Times. Starting at 9 a.m., about 3,000 Black school children paraded around the racetrack, holding roses and singing the Union song, John Brown's Body. And if y'all want to like see that song, we can go into that, because there's another link to the words of the song, and I think that would be very interesting. But I'm gonna just keep going here. But if you guys want to go into that, I would love to. And they were followed by adults representing aid societies for free Blacks, men and women. Black pastors delivered sermons and led attendees in prayer and in the singing of spirituals, and there were picnics. Now, I want to speak a moment about picnics, because a lot of people don't realize where that concept of picnics come from. And it comes from pick a nigga. So white people would show up to events and with food and everything and watch Black people be lynched. That's where the word picnic comes from. Pick a nigga. So the truth of the picnic, writing about American slavery. Slavery and its aftermath are human drama still unsettled. Administrative timekeepers, civil servants, guardians of the state try to reserve our understanding of the period and its outcomes, an effort to convince us that the drama is outrageous. Some of us insist, and outrightly so, that we are now in this drama's second act. We have not moved beyond the raised curtain. We are still in shock at what we have finally seen. I just want to see in the chat how many people know the origins of the word picnic. Do you know, Mastermind?
No, this is my first time hearing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
see?
And I mean, it's not even clever the way, I mean, I'm not, it's horrible, but then the word isn't even a clever play on it or anything. It's just,
We all love having picnics,
yeah.
but none of us
So
really.
They just throw a K at the end and they think it's okay. I don't know.
So this is interesting from the people in the chat. They're like you. Okay. Eric says this is his first time hearing it. Hey Miguel, a friend of mine told me the origin. Golden Monarch says they never knew. Hi Sean. It's just horrible. It is horrible, but it's horrible. Okay. But what is even more horrible is the masking of the information.
Right.
That's the horrible part to me.
And once again, I'm not saying that there was a group that was 70% of the slave owners down in the South, but that group was also in charge of all the media even back then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that group is, but
we know who that group is. Come on now.
But yeah.
Okay, so this is a new this person.
It's even in their book that they get to have slaves, and they get to have a lot of slaves, and that's what they're going for right now.
This person is new to me, so I just want to say hello. Kamishari Kate. Kamishari Kate. I think it's Kamishari. Kamishari Kate. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. But they say, I knew there were gathering brutal lynchings. Yes. Plus, there are photos of those social gatherings. Yes, there are. My
well, and I know that they would do that shit. They would go during the Civil War battles. They would go out like at Concord, wherever, and then all the civil people would go up on the hill and lay out their blankets and watch people kill each other while they ate their fried chicken and drank their bourbon. I don't know what Southern people do on picnics, but eat their grits. But they would do the same thing. They would just, oh, look at it. It's like a spectator sport.
You're not very Southern.
No. But I know there's fried chicken. There's got to be fried chicken. That's universal picnic. I can't even use that fucking word now. God, now I got to find another for. What am I going to use for that?
Yes,
there's not a good word.
So
no wonder that stupid word stuck.
I'm just gonna tell this quick story. Not to be traumatic or triggering anyone, but my father watched his grandfather be lynched.
Ooh.
That's my father.
Ooh.
So people tell us that slavery is so long ago, and you why are you still talking about it? You need to leave it alone. My father carried that hurt and trauma with him and passed it on to me because he watched his grandfather be lynched. But we could talk about the Holocaust all goddamn day, like
right.
But if you ask people to talk about slavery,
But
that's so
no,
long
no,
ago. Leave it alone.
that
No,
was
I'm
3
not gonna leave it
generations
alone.
ago.
Yeah, I'm not leaving it alone.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Oh, and by the way, I know you can't tell. You have to squint, but that's our logo right there. There's you and there's me.
Oh, is it?
Circle. Yeah, you have to squint. It's daylight, so it doesn't come through quite as well. But
And I just want to do this real quick. Who's Johnny? He said. Who's Johnny? He said. Okay, we're getting off track. But that's the whole point of our show, right? Is
Yes.
just get off track and just
have a discourse
and talk about whatever, and bring the chatters into the fold to talk about whatever, and we'll go this way, this way, that way, and everywhere in between, until we get tired.
Right on.
That's our show. Now, Noteworthy with Michael and I, our show is going to stay consistent, where we take a topic and like go down the rabbit hole of research and just try to like give information. We could be right, we could be wrong, but I mean, at least we doing something, right?
Opinion's worth something. It's better to have an opinion than not.
Exactly. Let's see. Miguel says, I have had friends that have told me their stories. That's how I learn about history. Yeah. Yeah, it's not that far off. And I do have some other stories out, historic stories, but we'll get into that later. Okay, so can I go back to, I can go back, or I could just keep ranting. Or we can take a quick break and I can show a video.
What do we got? What do you got on cue?
It is I showed this with Michael and I. So it is a military veteran who is having a what do they call it? Like a wrap off with another person, and he's talking about his time in the military.
Yes, I've seen this. This one's good. Yeah,
it's good, right?
I think this would be an appropriate day to play this, right?
It's a good break. Okay. All right. So let's do that.
I got the flag up. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you fought for this country, but they trying to build a wall to keep the people that look like you out. A soldier from Puerto Rico rapping. I seen better fighting than people in Puerto Rico splashing. Right. And they can't be mad at me for it. Because he the one that work with the people with all the resources. Yes, he do. Bro. I was in the Marine Corps. People ain't know that. But unlike you, I ain't proud of that. Because uppity white people kept thanking me for service. I felt foul for that. I was running with grown-ass men who would drop a bomb where a child was at. They said they turned me to a man. It turns out that's where the cow was at. Nah, because niggas howling, God bless the troops while the Lord's watching. Like he don't notice your prophet, and your prophet is your prophet. Boy, stop it. You don't even know how the war started. You just couldn't afford college. That's free money. Free money. Free money. He said it's free money. Yeah. Free money. He said it's free money. Because he couldn't afford college. I had the same dream as Martin. I woke up and absorbed knowledge. Acting like because they paying us well, the shit is fine. I realized I got enemies too. And I get held for killing theirs, but jailed for killing mine. Facts. I'm a man. Fact. I'm a man. What the fuck are you? At this point, a pawn without a fucking clue. Okay. I know. I did. Niggas finish high school and we don't know what to do. They got you thinking shit is going down and it's up to you. They got you thinking shit is going down and it's up to you. I looked around and shit was so comfortable it made me uncomfortable. I mean, I take shits in clearer water than the water they put cups into.
Yeah, facts.
Their life, yeah, facts. Their life, that shit make a family in the projects look like the fucking Huxtables. It's pussy shit. Be all you can be. All it took was this. I had one option. I could go AWOL or I was just a bitch. And of course, they said I couldn't leave. That was so disrespectful.
Right? It was. And my nigga got the
All right, let him go. Let's do this over.
They said I couldn't leave. I said, well, why I'm about to leave then? Why I'm about to leave then? They said it's a big stain on my record. I said, I hope it sink in all over the sheet then. They said, think about your family, Cook. How you gonna feed them? I said, I thought it was once a Marine, always a Marine, man. So I've been E10 and I ain't even had to be an E10. Wow. You gotta take the Kevlar off to go this hard. Cause this dishonorable as soon as it discharged.
Go.
Time.
Give it up.
You to disrespect my heritage. That's why I don't fuck with you lames. Look at me, my nigga. We are running.
Very nice. That was very nice. See, and I know that he had a lot of that pre-planned, but you could tell a lot of that was coming off the top of his head, which always impresses me. Okay, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking to myself.
Nope. Because I got to do all this switching by myself. You know, we don't have a producer. We don't have.
This is a pilot. We're probably going to be on a whole different thing instead of StreamYard, probably. So yes, this is all. We are building the ship while we are sailing it. So
can we take a moment and say, please subscribe to our channels. Mastermind Hour, Abby Do, Abby Don't.
Yes, I have a YouTube channel that there's like 0 videos on it at this point, and I got to figure out if I can download the Beyond the On. I don't even know if I want to download them on there, or we'll probably just start fresh. So eventually, we'll be hopefully multi-streaming, and so kind of like Indy does or Pasta does, or it'll be on 2 different channels, or actually 3 different channels all at the same time. So we'll just flood the whole internet.
Yeah. So the plan is like this is our pilot channel, and we're just follow us, Abby Do, Abby Don't, and Mastermind Hour, and we'll be cross streaming and doing our thing. But we're almost an hour in.
What are we at? Oh, 51. Nice.
Robbie says, if you hear Abby's mouse click, you're good.
That's what I told her earlier. It sounds like she's using a stapler for her mouse.
Because my mic is right there by my mouse. So yeah, that's why. I'm trying the best I can with what I got.
She's got her swing line mouse.
So here, we can go back to what I was talking about, or we could just rant about something else. I really wanted to kind of say, I wanted to give this little thought, because some of you who know me, I'm in Louisiana now, but most of my adult life I spent in New York City. Okay, I lived in this complex. I don't want to get doxxed, so I'm not going to say the complex. But oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl.
Who's that? She sounds awesome. Oh, look how beautiful
Cheryl,
she is
thank
too.
you. I appreciate you. Okay. So, I don't know what I just did. Anyway, so this complex, they did a memorial for World War II veterans. Now, the memorial, it looks super sweet and amazing and stuff. But what they don't explain in this memorial is that after World War II, they built this complex for only white World War II veterans. And the Black World War II veterans, they built like a sister complex in the Bronx. So Black World War II veterans were not allowed in Manhattan. Now they gloss over that fact on their plaque and their whole big memorial thing. And I'm just thinking, why? This is our history.
Yeah, but they don't want to admit that segregation lasted clear up until after World War II.
Even beyond that. But yeah.
That's an inconvenient truth that they're not going to put a plaque up about, for Christ.
Thank you. Look.
Oh,
my friend's always coming through. Thank you.
I'm almost done.
Cheers.
Can you ever grab me one too?
Mastermind said, "Where's his glass?"
It's coming shortly.
He said, "Coming shortly." So it's things like that, like when people are like saying, "Oh, we can't talk about CRT in school." Why can't we talk about people's experiences and history? Because you're ashamed. You don't even have to be. And even like my white brethren and sisters today, it's not your shame to carry. But I feel like, because too many of them feel like it's their shame to carry.
Wow.
And it's like, if this is not you, then we're not talking about you.
There's a mindset, especially the lawyery business type, that will never say sorry, because their lawyer will tell them the minute you say sorry, you're accepting responsibility. That's why you never get a corporation to say sorry. So the minute you say sorry, right? Yeah, if you say sorry, then you're sorry for something, so you're admitting guilt. So it's
I understand.
Tricky situation.
I'm just going to answer this real quick. Robbie Burns. I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the capital city.
The Red Stick.
That's where Red Stick, Baton Rouge. That's where I was born and raised. So just so you know that. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. A lot of times people, like, we speak in generalizations a lot, right? Like we'll say, I'll say this myself. White people do this and white people do that. I'm not talking about all white people. I'm talking about like that, the white people I'm talking about. And then they're like, that's not all of us. If it's not you, then why are you chiming in?
Right. Well, and
but then I have to curve my own self and say, I need to stop saying white people, black people. I need to say some, or, words matter. We talked about this.
Right.
Words matter.
Right. You got to lawyer up a little bit. Allegedly, white people do this. Right. Well, and I think that's what hurts the heart a little bit, is because that white devil is the same guy that I'm not happy about either. But it's the same shit that the black people get fed the white devil, like we get fed the Arab devil or the black devil or the Latino devil. And it's all the same people. That there's a very small 2% population in this country that runs everything we see.
Right.
Everything we're told, everything we hear, all the history books that are written.
So we should kind of like delve into that a little more, about, because we've talked about this off air about how we're willing to work with anybody that believes in a thing we believe in, right?
Absolutely.
So as long as you believe in like this one thing, like I was telling you about Marjorie Taylor Greene, I can't stand her. But when she said abolish the FBI, I was like, yeah, bitch, let's do it. Oh,
Yeah.
my swear drawer. Where's Sammy?
Broken clock is right. If a broken clock's right twice a day, you got to be ready to strike when she's right.
Yeah.
You
and
only
then,
get 2 shots a day, so make them count.
And then after that, you still my enemy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go do my thing over here. You go do your thing, and we'll see which thing prevails. I wanted to put this in the chat because
When the JFK files come back around, I'll be on her side again.
Yeah, I wanted to put this in the chat because I wasn't sure what she meant. She or he? I think it's a she. Gray Walker, hello. Why does that not work in reverse? I didn't know what they meant by that. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, they're talking more. A lot of white people do. Affluent black people do too. Yeah, that is true. Yes, you are absolutely correct.
1%. That's
Yes,
the 1% dividing people again. Yeah,
exactly.
Oprah Winfrey ain't holding up any gas stations, and Barack Obama ain't. Well, actually, he is doing crack, but he's getting it delivered. He's not out. He's not out there.
I don't know nothing about
He's not slinging it. He's not slinging it. He's getting it delivered to Martha's Vineyard.
I don't know nothing about that.
You don't know about his little crack hoe?
No,
Barack. Oh, come on. The little.
I've never heard that. No.
Ooh, chat, help me out. Somebody interviewed this little white crack hoe that spent the afternoon and the evening with, allegedly spent the evening with Barack Obama and did business.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when all the Michelle being a man stuff started coming out.
Oh, okay.
That's all the Big Mike started. I think started right before.
Michael story. Okay.
Yeah.
John H is talking about bleach blonde. Okay, I want to say something about that, because that woman, I do not support her in any way.
MTG?
She is her name is shit.
AOC.
No.
Didn't AOC say that about MTG?
Crockett. Her name is Crockett.
And
she did the bleach blonde.
The eyelashes.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Okay. She's like going through all the circuits of MSNBC, CNN. She's riding off this wave.
Well, fuck yeah, she's gonna get
of that, of course. But this is the same woman who went on TV and defended Joe Biden about his son, his crackhead son, talking about, I wish my parents would love me as much as Joe Biden loved his son. Huh? You would defame your own parents in that manner to say in defense of Joe, what? And you black? This can't be black. This can't be black.
I can't even imagine being a human being and being envious of being Hunter Biden at this point.
And
Joe Biden's your dad?
And
holy
now
shit.
Yeah, and now because she had this little quick catchphrase, everybody's jumping on her bandwagon. But remember who they are.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like that APAC tracker started endorsing AOC as like, blocked. I'm not following. I think I'm going to unblock them just so I control them until they block me first. But Yeah, for them to be going after all the Zionists and then saying, "Oh, AOC doesn't take any money." Oh no, but
Right.
we're for Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi gives her money, and they both work for Joe Biden. So if they ain't calling that shit out, then I got that joke. Don't be fooled by the locks that I got. I'm still Sandy.
I'm just Jenny from the block.
Uh-huh. Right.
Look, the chat is blowing up, and it's really hard to keep up. So I really apologize. We really need to get like a producer in the background to help us with this. But I did want to show this, Michael, my co-host on Noteworthy, which will be airing on Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, right here on Abby Do channel. He says, maybe because whiteness is a social construct, which makes it not real and real at the same time because people make it real. I just wanted to address that because the concept of white was not a social construct until it became one. Like I'm Irish, I'm Scottish, I'm Polish, like there was a camaraderie of your nationalism and your culture. But in America, they created whiteness and said, all right, we're going to lump all y'all in a group to make sure that we keep the black people in check. So you're you're above them, all of you. These people did not think Irish people were
white.
Exactly.
The Italians, no.
Italians,
Yeah.
all of them. We know this. But I also want to say,
well, and the Jews, they slide back and forth. They get to choose whether they're white or not, depending on the situation. They've got chameleon pigment.
And also, I just wanted to say that I don't appreciate when people convolute slavery, like, oh, well, Irish were slaves, and no, feudalism and chattel slavery are two different things. And anybody who looks at me into my eye and tries to tell me that they're the same thing, you are my enemy. Period.
No, it's not. If you want to loosen the definition up like that, then we're technically both slaves right now. We are wage slaves.
We're wage slaves.
Yeah, and if you don't pay your bills, where do you go? You go to prison. That sounds like slavery to me. But I'm not equating the two, right? But if you're going to loosen up the term for that, then fuck. And 99% of us are fucking wage slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Eric, thank you for coming through, and I can't wait to really talk to you about your 11-point program. I've been reading it. And like you said, it's a living document.
Eric, I got a convert. No,
it's not. No, I've been reading it before that. And like he said, it's a living document. Yes. And I want it to live. Okay, this is my thing about when I saw y'all discussing it. Okay, on Beyond the Arc, it was like a really umbrella type of conversation. I would prefer to have like all right, we're gonna do a series. First point, second, like go through each point, period. And then after the 11 points, the last conversation would be let the audience give us the other points that were missed or that they feel like were missed. Because it is a living document, isn't it? But Eric was so comprehensive in this document. Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, it'll be difficult. And that'll be the thing. Can you find something that needs to be added or something that could be made straighter, But like I said, I've gone through it a few times, Trent, with a kind of a skeptical or not skeptical, critical eye, trying to do just that. And yeah, it's solid. So
Look, Eric says we're very kind, but we're not being kind. We're being
and it's definitely a topic that's worth having discourse about. So yeah, if I could twist Eric's arm into doing 12 episodes, I would definitely do it. So I know I got nothing better to do. Shoot the shit and talk about some real.
Miguel says they like that idea. I love that idea because we keep talking about like what are we gonna do? How do we move forward? How do we make our demands understood and met? The first part is to explain the demands and get people on board, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you got to know what to do and where to look before you can figure out what needs to be done and how to fix the shit.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
So this is our first bullshit episode. Where's my square drawer?
Oh, I lost my construct. I probably dropped one in there. I don't remember. They come out so easy now. I don't even realize I'm doing it anymore.
Well, this is our first prelude. Yes, Miguel pilot episode. And we'll see where we go from here. I'm not quite done yet, but we're at an hour, so I just wanted to check in with you and see how you felt.
I'm good. I was trying to think of if the chat knows, are we up against anybody else? Should we be sooner or later? Should we float this time?
Oh, you mean the time that we weren't sure about the time.
Earlier or later? I mean, this one worked out pretty good for me, but I don't know what everybody else's availability is because I'm at home all day, every day.
Yeah. Dr. Nick says Jimmy Dore concurrently.
Oh, shit. Of course.
Oh, that's a hard one to compare, to compete with.
Yeah, he's going to suck up all the oxygen in the room.
So maybe so our next
although I know he won't be listening to me to steal my jokes. He's doing his shit.
Our next order of business is to try to figure out what day and time we would be around to do this. Oh, look. It's so sweet.
Right on, Nick. Right on. So I'll let you have a joke that Jimmy's never heard. When Hunter Biden got circumcised, the mohel was made sure to save 10% for the big guy. Now, if you hear Jimmy telling that one, you know where he got it from.
Oh my God. Robbie says Tuesdays at 5 might be good. Is that better? I'm not sure.
You know, I am so wide open. So whatever's going to, except, I don't know. It depends on if we're going to do this solo, if we're going to get on. We're talking to Indy at INN to see if we can become part of the family over there. But
you said it out loud.
I'm gonna put it out there because I'm waiting for Snow and Crab and Reef and Colin and everybody to stand up and say, yeah, we want these motherfuckers. Oh, where's my story? Yeah, we want these two with us.
Okay, well, I guess it's out now. I didn't know if that was appropriate, but okay.
Probably wasn't, but hey, this is discourse. That's what we do. I'm me. I ain't gonna hold shit back.
Oh, Eric says Savvy is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Can you say what is that? CST?
Eastern.
That's Eastern. Like, tell me what that is.
I think that's probably Eastern. He's in Boston.
Okay,
He's in
Boston.
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 I can't do it. I can do the car and the yard, but it's so overdone.
You know,
7 p.m. Eastern.
What's so funny is like when I was living in New York, all my friends in New York would call me Hood. Like I was Hood. I was ghetto. And I'm thinking, girl, you ain't even seen nothing. Like, that's what you calling me? Baby.
They call that country, right?
Oh, yeah, you don't even know what a hood nigga is. Yeah. But I'd love to show them. Okay, so here's our takeaways. We have to figure out our date and time. Okay, I feel like from the chat that people are receptive to what we're giving.
Right.
I hope so. And they're trying to help us with the date and time of when we should be. Oh, Dr. Nick says Mondays at 5. But you have to, like when you say that, you have to give a time zone.
Yeah, he's Chicago. I think that's what we were at, right? Monday, 5 Central.
Is 5 Eastern? I'm not sure. In
I
Chicago,
think
is
it
that Eastern?
probably
I'm not sure.
6 Eastern. 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Eastern. Is what we went today.
Sean is loving it so far.
Da da ba ba ba.
Look. I don't even know who this is.
Johnny.
Oh, baby girl. Oh, it's from the South.
AOC. I think that's an AOC quote.
Oh, from that thing. You
Uh,
know what? I thought that was about me.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that was from that. Yeah. Oh, baby girl.
He's shouting out that juicy Latino booty. I love that. I love that so much because he never used the word juicy. So she added that herself. That always made me laugh when she was saying it. It's like, oh, somebody thinks well of themselves.
Yep. So Dr. Nick says 5 p.m. CST. So that's my time. So it's 5 p.m. Central. You guys could always, contact us on our DMs.
Yeah, I'm easy to find.
Oh, Sabby's at 5 and 7 on Sunday, but they're not giving us a time.
Let's see.
Time zone. Come on, Robbie. Hook me up. I need a time zone.
Yeah, Sunday was the old Beyond the Arc, and I know that then you're up against Due Dissidence and somebody else on INN, and shit, there were like 3 things that I would be watching if I wasn't doing Beyond the Arc at that time. So, and I know Due Dissidence ate up a lot of oxygen at that point, at that time slot.
Miguel says your old time slot work well.
Yeah.
So I mean, that might be something we could do.
Yeah, we'd be going up against Due Dissidence, but I don't know how many they got.
Okay. Well, anyway, the biggest takeaway from this is we're going to figure it out. We're so glad that you guys joined us and came here. Look, right now, subscribe to my channel because we are in the prepubescent stage of trying to figure out what we're going to do. And I just happen to have a channel that I never did anything with it. So we're going to be Mastermind and I, Civil Discourse, and Noteworthy, me and Michael are going to be on my channel until we could figure out what else to do. So go right now. Go subscribe. Add the notifications.
It don't cost you nothing. Just do it.
Look at Desert Man. Look at Desert Menace.
You owe me.
I have I just want to say, wait, I have to unhide. Okay, wait, shit. Swear drawer.
Eric says Fridays after the Sabby show could be a good spot. But she usually wrap up about let's see. Fridays, yeah, 'cause she wants to get out and she doesn't do call-ins after. Let's see, that was
Yes.
like 8 o'clock Mountain. So 9, is that 10 Eastern she usually wraps?
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just going
So-
off the top of my head.
So Gray Walker, yes, this channel for now for Civil Discourse and Noteworthy is going to be on this channel for now until we can figure out where we land and what we're doing, and we're going to like cross stream between channels and stuff. So we're going to give Mastermind and Michael an opportunity to put together their own channels and you know, do what needs to be done. I just happen to have my channel already ready, so that's why we're here. Okay, but moving forward, we're gonna expand and expound and do what we do. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm not in it for trying to pump my channel or anything. I just wanted to get a chance to have a decent conversation and hang out with friends and maybe learn something, maybe give some advice. I don't know. See what happens.
There was something I wanted to say and I forgot. Jeez. Because there's so much going on. Okay, never mind. All right, I guess that's it. You have
We
anything
good?
else?
No, I think we'll probably be right back here same time next week unless you have a better idea. Yeah, stay fluid.
No. I'm gonna play some music, and while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna keep playing everybody's comments while I play the music. And during that time, I'm encouraging you guys to subscribe to the channel just so we could stay together.
So we can find out when we are going to go.
I want to stay together. We've
That
had such a good time together this so far.
That was the only good thing about Inland Empire was that it was big enough that you could actually find it if you spelled everything properly, and you didn't have to necessarily have a link to find stuff. But that was about the only benefit to that. So yeah, if we can get, and I think Inland Empire only ended up having like 1,200 subscribers or something like that, I think. So it's not like it was a powerhouse. Am I wrong on those numbers, or do you remember?
I'm not sure, but I want to say this. Desert Mana says 43 subscribers. Nice. Desert Mana's, when I created this show for Mastermind and I to go live, I just had a channel. I had 0 subscribers. So 43, that is pretty nice. And
Right.
I thank you all. I appreciate you all.
43 million% increase over 0. And I think technically, I think the math's right there, but I'm gonna have to go. I'll have to get back to you on that.
And to be honest, I owe all of that subscribership to Mastermind because he went and did all the publicity work. I didn't do anything but create the live stream. So thank you, Mastermind. I really appreciate you.
And Kit was in earlier. He shouted us out on HM this morning, so that was awesome. And I just bounced in Trailer Park Pundit. Shonda, I dropped the link in there and dropped it on Discord, Twitter. That's about it.
Sammy, we are excited for you to be a civilian.
She's cute.
Adorables. So are we heading out? Oh, okay. I just want to say this. Shout out to Hard Lens Media for the promotion. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
Hard Lens Media.
Thank you, Kit.
Like I remember when Hard Lens Media show got like his channel got put down, and we were right there with him. So we appreciate you giving back the give back.
Yeah, I got Kit's
For
back.
sure.
If every star aligned and he was able to get to the DNC, I was going to try to bust my ass to go home to Iowa and then hop over to Chicago and volunteer my time. I was a TV videographer for a decade or so. So I was going to, if he needed another pair of hands to run cameras, I was going to see if I can get out there. But I got a lot of stars to align for that to happen.
Look at Bad Cookies. You see it? Because I laugh a lot at him like I laugh at you. He's always there for the jokes.
Cookies funny. Cookies is funny.
Always there for the jokes.
Yes.
So I appreciate you. I did want to say this.
I like that profile pic.
I did want to thank you, John H. Thank you for sticking with us, for sticking with it. So
Yeah.
I did want to say that.
Well, and that's, it's the community. It's, it's a floating community that are going from HLM or, Trailer Park or RBN. All, there is definitely a floating community there. And I love that community. That's, this way I get to tell, I don't have to type out my jokes. I can just say them because I'm kind of lazy that way.
And the more we teach each other, the more we are able to teach others. And I feel like that's the point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I feel like that's the point.
Well, and that's, everything I know is just shit that I've heard. Now I'm trying to decipher who was telling me and why they were telling me. And once you start getting into critical thoughts about your own knowledge base, that's when it's good to start listening to other people and seeing if they're hearing the same shit you're hearing, or if they've got a completely different take, and why, and where did it come from, and whose sources. My wife is really big about, I'll say some shit I read on Twitter and she's like, check the source. She's always right too. It's like, damn it, I knew that was too good to believe. And it's like, well, that's because it was too good to believe. So yeah, you gotta do a little more research. And I think that's why the internet's kind of one of our great equalizers. And that's what people are being able to be woke now. Yeah. And I'm embracing that term.
No.
No,
black people have.
I get it. I get it.
No more.
White
people ruin the term.
I get it.
Not your white people. Not you white people. But you know the white people I'm talking about.
I get it.
They ruined the goddamn term. We don't even want that term no more.
Yeah,
like, y'all can have it.
Right. More cultural appropriation. But as woke as in being woke up to the, the system that we're in. Yeah.
I know. We could.
I'm taking it back.
Bad Cookie said, "What do you mean, you white people?"
What do you mean, you people?
Wait. Oh, what the? Oh, there it is. There it goes. What do you mean, you white people? Look, Gary, I'm not white. I'm redhead. Yeah, they're everywhere. Yes, Robbie. Oh, I love y'all.
Yeah,
Okay,
I grew up in a
funny.
town that was pretty mayonnaise. I mean, there were the town that I grew up in, there were 50 kids in the graduating class. So it was pretty small. And there were black kids there or black people that lived there because I met both of them. Yeah.
All right. Well, on this show, we're gonna season our chicken.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're gonna head out. Is that the thing we're doing? and we'll be back next Monday the same time. But we just want you guys to understand, even though we're going to be back next Monday the same time, we haven't decided on this time. This is just us trying to make sure we aren't like, you know,
Comfortable fit.
not being around and not being available to our community type of
Yes.
situation, right?
Yes.
So the time, the date and the time is going to evolve, but the show, I mean, the show is going to evolve, but I mean, the
It's
show
gonna
is
be
the show.
good. It's gonna get good once we get this thing tightened up. This will be
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Robbie. So yeah, let's just wrap it up.
cool.
I appreciate you, Mastermind.
I appreciate you, Abby. You got some. Hey. Sorry, I got an attack dog.